Welcome to TWitWoW, the best wrestling podcast made for wrestling fans, by wrestling fans, on the web today. I'm John, that's my cohort and commentary Ashton, and this is the week in review. We are on the road to Saudi Arabia's Night of Champions, which will include WWE champion CM Punk, or excuse me, John Cena, the last real champion John Cena, defending against CM Punk being the challenger in that scenario. We will also have the King and the Queen of the Ring tournament finals, and that's really what occupied most of TV this week was the beginnings, the quarterfinals of this tournament. We got a few four-ways on Raw and SmackDown this week. Overall, I thought this was a decent week in the world of wrestling. I enjoyed it. What I watched of it. I mean, I didn't really watch any AEW this week, not even Hurt Syndicate, who I do actually like. And I'll need to go through Impact and see if Ali did anything this week, because I did promise in our last 5v5 I would keep up with him more. But as far as WWE stuff, I enjoyed it enough. I think Evolve continues to find itself, especially now with its two world champions, Kelly Armstrong, the women's world champion, and Jackson Drake, the men's world champion, who I thought did excellent. And yeah, NXT is fine. I think they're doing stuff, and Raw and SmackDown was solid. So what did you think this week?
Yeah, I mean it was a decent week, I would say. There was some pretty good stuff, some pretty boring stuff, and that's about the span of the week for me. The only thing in the WWE that really actively annoys me nowadays is Cody Rhodes, but of course he's fucking everywhere.
He is everywhere. So we don't have to talk about him, which will save a good bit of time. And actually, just to get out of the way, since we won't be talking about him, he did win his King of the Ring Fatal 4-Way, pinning Shinsuke Nakamura, because of course he did. I don't know if Nakamura's ever beaten Cody in their quote-unquote feud, and even though they're not like in a feud now, I'm just saying like all time, Cody just seems to own Nakamura, so that's really not a surprise. Um,
Hardly
I
anyone
guess we
ever
won't.
beats Cody. That's just kind of the rule of law around there.
God, you're so right, King. But yeah, let's just talk about the two big things, I guess, out of the way, both coming from Raw. In my mind, for one thing, we have a new world champion, Gunther, once again. The WWE World Heavyweight Champion, second time. I will say about this match, and by the way, just to, connect all the necessary wires, because of Jey Uso's loss, he is the mystery man for the next men's four-way happening this coming Monday on Raw. So yeah, he was the mystery man. They were kind of hyping up this really like meaty four-way, and Jay is definitely going to be the odd man out. But yeah, I thought this match with Gunther was better than the WrestleMania match. I like the drama with the sleeper. I thought that was a good spot. Ultimately, like I love Jay, but I think this was the right call. It seemed like I don't know, might have been a little uncomfortable as world champion. Plus, as a babyface, I didn't expect him to hold the title long anyway. So yeah, Gunther has it. I don't know. Maybe he'll hold it till SummerSlam. Maybe he'll hold it till longer. But I enjoyed this match, and I don't know. I'm glad we have a world champion again, or Gunther is world champion again. So how did you feel about it?
Yeah, I gotta tell you, I was a little bit surprised that they just had Gunther win and no cash in or anything. I really thought that Jay might retain and just get cashed in on. It's funny because I think I even explicitly said in the live wrestling discussion channel something about Gunther, Jay, I should say. I think I said something about Jay not walking out as champion specifically. Um, but it's interesting though because there was a point that I was very confident that Gunther would not win because I thought that either we would get Jay beating him and then Gunther assaulting him and letting Seth clean up, or Seth would do a cash in and turn it into a triple threat, and then win the same way that he won his world title at WrestleMania when Roman and Brock were having their main event match. But none of that came to fruition at all. Seth didn't cash in at all. Gunther just won, and he won clean as a whistle. And now Jay is in King of the Ring, like you said. So yeah, it's really interesting that they decided to go that route. I really thought that Seth would cash in very quickly. And now I'm almost wondering if he is going to wait until SummerSlam to cash in on maybe even the winner of King of the Ring, assuming that they win the championship that they're vying for. We'll see.
Like, wouldn't it be fucking crazy? Because you already know that I'm predicting that Jade wins Queen of the Ring, which took the first step because she won her four-way on Friday.
Yeah.
And, I've already said Naomi's got the Money in the Bank. That was step one. Jade advancing, it's not a full step two until she wins the tournament and goes to SummerSlam. Step three would be her winning the title, but then, yeah, Naomi would cash in on her. It would be insane if both Money in the Bank contract holders cashed in on the same event. That would be, yeah, that'd be very interesting because I don't know if that's ever
Be like a
happened.
changing of the guard. Which, to be
Exactly.
fair, the first big changing of the guard type show that really made it feel like, oh man, this is the Triple H regime now. It's no longer the Vince McMahon regime. Was a SummerSlam. It was SummerSlam 2020. I want to say 2 or 3. I don't remember which one. But it was like the debut of Damage Control, and that was like the big thing that was like, oh my God, things are changing, things are different, because Bayley returned after her injury, and we had Dakota Kai and Io returning after having been fired. So that was like the big regime change there. I wonder if Triple H is going to try and do something similar this year and have SummerSlam feel like a big like shift in the dynamic of the main event scene on men's and women's on Raw. Or I mean, it could be on SmackDown. I don't know.
Yeah, man, I definitely feel you on that. I definitely feel you on that.
Yeah,
Um, so yeah, I mean, just crazy stuff happening
there's
there.
still a lot going on between now and SummerSlam though, because like not only do we have Night of Champions, which is going to be the King and Queen of the Ring tournaments, but we've also still got Evolution. Evolution 2 is going to be on June, I want to say 12th, which is also the same day as Saturday night's main event. Actually, I think Evolution's on June 13th. Saturday night's main
Yeah,
event is on the 12th, and all rumors are pointing to Goldberg being the big world title challenger on Saturday night's main event because it's in Atlanta for Gunther.
yeah, yeah.
Which is, I mean,
Which,
we can pretty much just say that's why they put the title on Gunther so that Goldberg could come in and challenge him for the title on an Atlanta show.
yeah, smart though to do Goldberg at Saturday Night's main event because I want Gunther to be in a like fucking marquee SummerSlam match this year, and I'm hoping. I mean, honestly, I'm hoping it'll be him against Sammy because Sammy did
Yeah.
advance in the King of the Ring this Monday, but
I
I think
think
he's got to beat Orton, and like, yeah,
Well,
that's
that's the thing. I think that really, like, SummerSlam's main events are probably already set in stone. It's just a matter of how WWE gets to them. Because I think that it really does feel like we're doing Gunther, Sammy, and just Cena, Cody too.
yeah.
Cody could
Which
win King of
God,
the Ring, and Sammy could find another way to Gunther, or Sammy could win King of the Ring, and Cody is Cody, so he doesn't really have to work all that hard to get another shot at Cena.
I mean, he already pinned Cena at Money in the Bank. The idea
That's
that
true.
he would need to be in the tournament,
Which
like,
makes
yeah,
it feel
that's
even more like Sammy should win King of the Ring, but WWE doesn't give a shit about who deserves anything. They just do what they want.
you're so right. Fuck. But yeah, I'm rooting for Sammy. It'd be really cool to see him in that spot. And then if Seth cashed in on him, I mean, that would continue WWE's, kind of new model of long-term storytelling because we know the Seth Sammy relationship has been a focus on and off of TV the last several months. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
Seth has been kind of trying to ride the tweener line up until WrestleMania, and even like immediately right after Mania, he told Sammy to his face, "Listen, man, I want to be your friend, but you got to get on board because you're either with us or against us." And Sammy made it very clear that his intention wasn't only to not join them, it was to actively seek to impede their progress.
I don't know, Sammy. You really made yourself a threat right away. I don't know if that was the smart move. Uh, and
I'll go ahead and say it wasn't.
Yeah, that might not pay off well for dear old Sammy. Meanwhile, on the Raw side with Queen of the Ring, because I'd already mentioned earlier, Jade won her match, as did Alexa Bliss. That was a little.
Ugh.
I feel like the Raw matches had the more fun King of the Ring
Oh
qualifiers
my
to me because
god,
I
by
actually enjoyed the four-way.
miles. Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah. This Liv Morgan versus Roxanne Perez versus Coyote versus Rhea. I enjoyed this match. I thought everybody kind of shined in this,
Who
especially
is
again.
Roxanne's opponent? It's got to be Bliss, right? There's no they would do Roxanne versus Jade in the quarterfinals. That'd be
Yeah,
funny. Or I guess it
I'm
would be
th I'm thinking it's
semifinals.
Bliss. I'm thinking it's Bliss, and I'm honestly thinking Roxanne advances. Give her that fucking rub.
I would love
Um,
that. Yeah, that would be great.
absolutely. So
I
yeah, I
forgot
don't
the
really want to go
brackets
too.
actually. I can pull them up real quick. Here we go. Queen of the Ring. Jade is Jade. We're getting Perez versus Jade.
Oh shit. Well then Jade's got to win for my prediction to come to pass. That's a shame.
I mean,
Damn.
what do you want more? To be right or for Roxanne to advance?
Oh god. What a question for my ego.
Yeah.
I don't know. Oh, I mean, being right. God, it feels amazing for like 30 seconds. Roxanne winning might be, more pleasurable longer, but will it be as intense of a pleasure? That's the question. So yeah, I don't know. I
We've
am
also
torn.
got Asuka returning on Monday. Her four ways with Stephanie Vaquer, Raquel Rodriguez, and Ivy Nile, and the winner of that will then face Bliss.
Missed Raquel to keep that feud going because Kylie's already beaten both of the tag champions, and then while Raquel's selling and Asuka's laughing, maybe Vaquer rolls her up and pins her.
Or Asuka
I
could
don't
just
know.
win. I don't know.
Or Asuka, yeah, I mean that is also an option. That is, we have a lot of options, and that is one of them. Um, Becky Lynch had a segment where she actually turned it all around and be like, actually, Lyra's the awful person because she couldn't raise my hand like a good sport. She just, and then she attacked me. She tried to kill me. Oh, Becky, and then Bailey came back. She put a hurting on Becky. So now
Bailey's
Becky's in the
return
mix.
was really cool. She had a lot of babyface fire.
Oh, and apparently she's gonna be getting a Paramore theme soon.
Yes.
So happy for her. Fucking finally you give Bailey something. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
What does the woman have to do? Um Super Blue said being right. Oh my god, Super Blue. Sometimes Super Blue, sometimes you understand me. Um so yeah, I'm really happy for Bailey that she's getting that. I'm wondering if at Night of Champions it's gonna be a triple threat match, Becky versus Lyra versus Bailey. So they can keep
That I
boasting that they're
expect
getting
that.
women on the
Yes,
card.
definitely.
Yeah.
Maybe not
Yeah,
even
yeah.
at Night of Champions. Maybe at Evolution 2.
Yeah, yeah, that could be
Or
if they
maybe
really wanted to.
maybe they do that match at Night of Champions and Becky maybe pins Lyra again, and we do Becky versus Bailey one-on-one at Evolution 2. I could see them doing that too.
Yeah, definitely,
I don't
definitely.
know. I think that there's going to be some pretty great matches though coming out of that trio over the next month or two.
I definitely agree. Things are really about to get interesting. What else is interesting though? I think Raw might have been the best show this week because
Oh,
there's a
oh
lot of good
wait,
stuff on
according
here.
to Alex Foster, apparently the Paramore thing was from a fake account, so drop that hope.
God damn it! Credit rescinded. What the fuck? Whatever. Okay. Now, as I was saying, I feel like Raw was the most interesting show this week, and we got to talk about Ron the Truth killings. I want your opinions on this first, man. I feel like I've been talking a lot, and I love your face. So why don't you talk us about our truth this week, particularly on Raw? But I figure we could put a neat little bow on it. What'd you think
Yeah,
of what he did this week?
yeah, he cut a really good promo on Raw, thanking the fans. He really sincerely thanked the fans for helping bring him back, and that gave them credit for making it happen. And then he kind of turned it around and said that he doesn't want to be a joke anymore. He doesn't want to be our truth anymore. His name is Ron Killings, and I forget what his closing line was. Do you remember?
And you will put respect on my name.
There you go. There you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then on SmackDown, as Cena was leaving the ring, Truth attacked him, beat the shit out of him. And dude, did you see the clip of Cena in Adam Pierce's face?
Yeah. Why did he turn the ball cap backwards?
Like he's Ash Ketchum. I'm about to catch a Pokemon.
That's just absurd. What? Oh my god, yeah, that was great. Thank you, Cena. Thank you, Cena. Clap,
Dude,
clap, clap,
I've
clap.
never seen Cena angrier, I don't think. That was insane. What the fuck was he doing?
It was pretty bad. I felt uncomfortable, and I'm me. I mean, that should tell you.
I
That should
know.
tell you everything you need to know.
Someone on X said, why did the backwards hat dead ass de-age him by like 15 years? And someone replied, I'm saying I saw '03 Dr. Thugonomics for a moment.
Yeah.
It's so true. Oh my god.
If I didn't know any better, I'd say he was tilting his face off, but I still think he's in control of the situation.
I think he turned the hat backwards so that he could get closer to being in Aldis's face. Because if there was a brim sticking out, it would have created separation between their faces.
Fuck.
But
Alright. But,
anyway,
y
yeah. Then
yeah.
later on in the night, he called Truth out, and who would show up but Phil? Fildred.
Yeah.
Fildred shows
Yes.
up. And I will say he did cut a really good promo, other than the part where it seemed like he totally forgot his line. Did you notice that?
I did. I think he
It
was
was after
thinking
he said
dramatic
something
effect.
about like
Yeah.
if you tell a weak man the truth, he won't like it or something like that.
Yeah.
He just totally blanked. He was just standing there. I mean, I feel like if he was Cena, he would have taken his cap off and scratched his bald spot, but he was just standing
Yeah.
there trying to figure out what his line was. It was wild. But other than that moment, it was a genuinely good promo by Phil.
Yes. Yes. He's been I've even been saying the last couple of months, I feel like, Punk's really found his voice again. He's found his rhythm on the mic. So, that's really cool for him. Uh, so yeah, him and Cena, Night of Champions, WWE Championship. Truth has been doing great stuff. That promo on Raw was crazy, cutting his locks. But I do like the new shaved look. Um, I think it really works for him at this stage of his career. We already talked about Sammy winning his four-way. I'd be cool not talking about Nikki Bella since we're trying to keep the stuff that we did like. Do you have anything you want to say about this? Or do we just keep moving on?
I really didn't. I'm not a fan.
Yeah, there we go. Okay, so yeah, that's gonna be all we talk about there. Uh, and Jey Uso Gunther, which I already said I thought was a great match. So yeah, I think those are all really the main points from Raw. I love that they have 3 hours to work with, and they rarely ever use them, and I really appreciate that. Um, so I know what I want to talk about from SmackDown, but I want to save it because God, they're the star of the fucking show for me. But we'll get to that later. I'm actually kind of looking at NXT now. So I only caught a little bit of Ethan Page versus Shawn Legacy because I was a bit late to NXT with you all this week. But from what I saw, it was solid. I think you had a comment in the Discord, or maybe even to me. I think it was to me after we were done NXT and we were playing Rocket League together, and you were like, Shawn Legacy's such an AEW wrestler, and I get that. I
Yeah, I
definitely
said
get
that in
that
the
vibe.
Discord. Yeah,
Yeah. Um, So I thought this match was harmless. I really don't have any strong feelings about it. Do you have anything you want to add?
I did think that there was a funny line on commentary where Corey Graves mentioned something about Shawn Legacy's young career.
Yeah,
And I mean, if you compare him to Ethan Page, sure, because Ethan Page has been doing this for like, I think it's like 16 or 17 years, maybe even more than that. And he's wrestled over 1,000 matches in his career. But Shawn Legacy is like a 9-year vet. So he's almost 30. That's a grown man.
yes,
I
absolutely.
think that because he is on the smaller side, people might have a tendency to infantilize him a little bit, but that is a
Yeah,
grown ass man who has been doing this for almost a decade. He does not have that young of a career unless you compare it specifically to Ethan Page.
yes,
He might legitimately have like the second longest career in NXT if we count him as part of the NXT roster. Like name someone in NXT who has a longer career than 9 years other than Ethan Page. I don't even think Ricky Saints' career is that long, is it?
I don't think so. No.
I'm gonna look up Ricky Saints and see when he debuted. He debuted in 2012. So he's number two, and then I'm guessing Legacy's number three.
Yeah, but the match was what it was, and Ethan Page retaining. I don't know who he's gonna drop the belt to because really that's the funny thing. I could see him dropping it to Javon if they wanted to run that back, but Javon
Dude,
also feels so ready for the main event. So
that and I
like,
think honestly, like if they don't have plans, because Saints attacked Ethan after the match, if I remember correctly,
yes,
and they were like making this big deal out of Saints needing to go home and heal up and recover because of the throat, because Ethan slammed him, dropped him onto the crossbar of a chair, right? Throat
yeah,
first. And so I'm wondering if they're going to just have Saints beat him for it, get it back, and go on a better run. Because I'm thinking maybe they just wanted to throw Ethan out there as like an obstacle for Saints to have to overcome, and they just want to use it to
right,
build Saints up as a bigger babyface.
yeah, yeah.
Doesn't have to be him. Just I kind of reading the tea leaves, I do kind of get the vibe that they're going to have Ethan keep it long enough until Ricky is ready to take it back, and I think Ricky's just going to take it, and then maybe even Ethan might get called up at that point because he's done literally everything there is to do in NXT at that point, and maybe they'll just have him be like a mid card jobber on the main roster. I don't know.
Your head's at, man. I really like where your head's at with this. And I'm inclined to agree for the moment, and I guess we'll just see what they do. The Culling defeated Briggs and Inamura. The only reason I'm even mentioning them, Izzy Dame is killing it in this role.
I
I like the
love her
pre-tape they
so
did.
much.
Yeah, the pre-tape they did I thought was really good. I think she has the most aura of the group. Like you could tell in a way, even though it's Sean Spears' faction, she comes off more like a leader to me than Spears.
Yeah.
With how she's handling business. So I'm really liking.
Spears is
I think.
cosplaying a leader. Izzy's being one.
Yeah, Izzy is the most redeemable part by a country mile of the calling to me, and the only reason why I'm okay with them on my
Dude,
TV. She's
honestly,
really
as
making the
much
most of
as
the
I
opportunity.
can't stand Ty Spears in his current character because it gives white guru vibes,
Yeah,
Brooks Jensen being ousted from the group actually improved the group to me.
yeah, right. Izzy knew what she was doing, man.
Yeah,
She knew
I
where that
do
shit
not
was
like
going.
Brooks Jensen at all.
I'm telling you, man, I just get this sneaking feeling that Briggs, Jensen, and Fallon are gonna find each other again. Because Fallon,
Yeah,
you know, is gonna be on the outs with her group soon enough. Like,
uh-huh. Yep. I think you're
I
right. I
get.
wonder if they'll include Inamura and they'll just have like a four-person faction then. I mean, maybe hmm. Maybe the culling adds a new male member and we have a 4-on-4 feud with three guys and one woman on each side.
Oh, that would be insane. We'll have to see. But yeah, Inamura being part of the group, I'm not opposed to it. I mean, I guess it gives him something to do. The question is, do you even want to give him something to do? Like Briggs is okay. I think he really had a great share of his performance in that three-way with Dijak and Oba. But Dijak and Oba are also, fucking 10 times the beast. I feel like Briggs is. Oba the most. I mean, God, I love that man so much. But yeah, I don't know. I think they want Briggs to work as a big man, but now he's back in this tag team. I do like this tag team. See, the funny thing is, I like this tag team more than his tag team with Jensen. I think, like you, I wanted to give Jensen a chance, and I did. I had some hopes for him, watching Level Up and stuff like that. But no, like the whole story they did with him, like attacking these people, and like even though he was suspended, really fell flat for me. And now, like what he did in the calling, so I just feel like he's washed for me,
I would love
but
to
we'll
see
have
a
to see when
Brooks
they do the
Jensen
faction.
redemption because right now I do not like this character at all.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you. Um, I will say though, I think a character we will like is the Glamour. Wait for it.
Blake
Wait for it.
Monroe. Wait, I didn't mean to jump ahead of
No, no, it's fine. It's fine. Yes, yes. Blake Monroe. Okay, so I want you to go first on this. Actually, what did you think of this video package?
Oh my god, I loved it. I actually love her new name too, because when I hear Blake Monroe, I think of Blake Lively, but more importantly, that is Mariah's niece who she loves. That's her name. And so she's putting it on a huge platform, and like every time her niece Blake gets to watch her, she'll get to hear her own name being called, and that's fucking amazing. I love that for her. And Marilyn Monroe, which is like kind of a shout out even to the legacy of Mariah May in AEW with her huge, long, epic feud with Tony Storm, who is doing like almost like a Mariah or like a Marilyn Monroe cosplay with like her hair and the lingerie and stuff like that. So I love that Mariah is both paying respect to her own legacy in the other company, and at the same time, she is doing an homage to her niece, who she is like very, very close with. I love that. Um,
I am so happy for her.
yeah. And this video package was so good because it was literally just homage after homage to Sabrina Carpenter videos, like music videos. Like the bathtub scene was one. The fucking towel thing was like there were two or three other ones. There were a lot of homages to Sabrina Carpenter videos in this video package, and we know Mariah fucking loves Sabrina Carpenter as well. And there was a line in here that I fucking loved where the narrator said she's beauty, she's grace, and she will probably punch you in the face. I love that so
In
much.
that sweet songy voice too, like, I
Yeah.
loved it. This was so well
Dude, yeah,
done.
this was a highlight of the week for me. It was so fun.
I mean, I'm not even disliking JC as champion. She's actually, I think she's doing the best she can with it, and I've seen far worse. But put the title on Blake right away. God, I love her so
Yeah.
much.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's the thing to me that's interesting is like JC can be champion for a little longer, but like that's a hot seat, man, because Blake is coming for your ass.
Yes.
Well, I shouldn't even just say
Uh,
Blake. There are so many women that are coming. Like we literally had a segment last week where there were so many, like Jordan Grace, Lash Legend, Kalani Jordan, Jada Parker, plus Blake, and that's not even mentioned. Like Thea Hale's another one. And even this week, none of those women challenged her because the fucking rookie came after her and actually got a title shot and thankfully lost. But God, I will never understand where this fucking Lainey Reed woman even came from. It feels so out of the blue that she shows up, wants a title shot, slaps JC to be like, hey, this is how you got your title shot, so I'm gonna get mine. Gets her title shot, loses, and now I'm wondering if they're gonna keep using her or if she's gonna disappear into the aether.
I'm rooting for the Aether
Dude,
EW. So
she should
let's.
low key, she should join Fatal Influence. She's a fit in that group. She came off like such a heel in her video package this week.
I think I already said last week on in review that I expect her to. I think I even said last week, like, yeah, with the way they introduced her and how the camera lingered on her after Blake Monroe was introduced, like along with Fatal Influence. Yeah, Lainey Reed down the road is going to help Jason retain, maybe even against Blake Monroe. Do not be surprised if Blake Monroe does not win the title the first time she gets a shot at it. Very
It
similar
almost
to
never
Julia.
happens with people coming in new.
Yeah, exactly. Same thing happened to Julia when they debuted on the CW. Roxanne won that match.
I think Ricky Saints
Because of
and Ethan Page did both win the titles that they went for on their first try, though.
yes, yes. So it's really more of a sexist problem.
It
Damn,
is. It's a
Sean.
women
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Well, no, because
Um,
Stephanie did Stephanie. I think Stephanie won the title in her first try, didn't she?
in her first try, actually, yes, she did, but that was also against Julia, who was a title holder. They were both title. It was a weird thing, and also Julia, seemingly had an injury,
Well,
unless that
even the
was
North
above
American
before.
title, though.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Well, Stephanie won the North American title in her first try because it was that four way with Cora, Kalani, and Lola. She won that title on her first try on New Year's Evil,
yes,
and then
yes,
she won the world title in her first try against Julia and for the title match. Yeah. So like
yeah.
there are exceptions where some women will just get that instant success the way that Ethan and Ricky do. But it's rarer, I think. Maybe it's just because the women's division is so much more stacked. The women's division we have fucking. I mean, at the time at least, we had Stephanie, Julia, Jordan, and Zarya all kind of being presented like main event level women. Plus, Roxanne at the time was on fire. So yeah, I mean, I think maybe it's like a stacked division thing because the men's division was never really as stacked. I mean, Trick was at the top, and like we like Trick, but Trick isn't like an Obafemi level talent.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Yeah.
I went on my tangent. Now we can move on if you want.
No, no, it's okay. We got Ren Sinclair versus Lash Legend. I also want to
I
mention
love
that
Ren
again.
so much.
Dude, she's so great.
Did you
I'm
see
so
the
happy she
video that
has
she
this.
uploaded with the Q&A where people were asking her if she was going to
Yes.
leave and Charlie was in the background and she was like, "No," while she was nodding.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, the question was if she should be the leader of
Yeah.
NQCC, so she's like openly doubting Charles's leadership skills. Ren, you're supposed to be Mother Hen Ren. Don't
I mean,
be causing
wouldn't that
chaos in
make
the
her
group.
more fitting as a leader if she's Mother Hen Ren and the leader of the group?
Yeah, you are kind of slipping, Charles. I don't know. Now you've got me coming over to the other side.
I would
But
love
yeah, she was in
Ren to lead No Quarter Catch Crew. She's the best.
a because she's so nice and encouraging, and Charles is so
She's the better
not.
leader. That's what I'm saying.
And this week, Javon was kind of stirring the pot backstage with that QCC because Davion's like, yo, I think I want to crack at it. And then Charles,
Yeah.
who I want to say something about Charles in just a second, he's like, No, no, you're not ready for me. And he tries to laugh it off, but Tavion is pushing it, and then Ren's like, I will talk to him. And Javon is like, oh, Tavion, you're gonna take that? So Javon, maybe like, I don't know, simmer your ass. Okay, I don't know why you're going after Charlie Dempsey all of a sudden.
I
And
love that
second of
that
all,
Javon fucking egged it on. That was so good.
it's like, oh man. But no, I think you could really do a fascinating story with Dempsey, where you make him a bit vulnerable, where it's like, he is proud of Miles and Tavion, but he doesn't want to be alone. Like, he actually liked having friends. He actually liked having people that he hung around because he came into NXT like terrifying everyone. So you could do a beautiful story about Graps masculinity and friendship. I'd be here for it, I'd love them to not completely paint Charlie like an asshole. It'd be nice to give him some depth and be like, I don't want them to leave me, and have them to come to terms with that. So, yeah, JC, Laney Reed, we already talked about that. I am, oh boy, about that. And High Rise, Tyson and Tyreek
Yeah.
beating Tony and Luca. Tony just continues to lose power. Tony got pinned in this. Tony
Oh
got pinned in
no.
this. Yeah, like,
Tony, what are you
br-
doing?
bruh, I told you, you're the Joe Pesci in your own mob movie, and you don't even know it. Wake up. Do not over here. And so yeah, Luca in an earlier segment was apparently on the phone, and Tony's like, "Who's that?" "Oh, nothing, boss. Just taking care of business." And Tony acts like he knows, like it's bullshit, but you're not following that to its logical conclusion. What are you doing, my Don? Like you need to fix your shit. They are gunning after you, man. Um, yeah, Trick got interviewed. They're gonna do a six-man tag. Him and I guess what's the name of that faction? Real Hollywood, whatever. It has AJ Francis and some other guy whose name I'm blanking on,
Oh
and they're going
God,
against
I'm gonna look it up. I want to find out.
yeah.
Factions or tag teams and stables. Um, First class.
That's it. That's it. First class. First class. So yeah, they're doing a six-man tag next week. That should be interesting. And then we get to this matchup that I'm really well. Actually, before that, I'm kind of jumping the gun. We're seeing that there are going to be two. Actually, what was it like? 8 singles matches. The winners of those matches go on then, or no, I think it's 4 singles matches because it would be 8 women. That's right, 4 singles matches. The winners of those matches go on to a fatal 4-way. The winner of the fatal 4-way gets to challenge JC at Evolution. So we're actually getting billed to an Evolution match. This should
Oh
be
yeah.
very interesting. And here are the matches: Lash Legend versus Kalani Jordan,
Wait, are these
Zarya versus.
posted on the website or something?
Well, no, the recap site that I'm using it on, they recorded what the matches are going to be to qualify for this 4-way, which by the way will be,
Oh,
yeah, yeah.
okay.
So Lash Legend versus Kalani Jordan, Zarya versus Izzy Dame, Thea Hale versus Jada Parker, and Lola Vice versus Jordan Grace. So
That's
I'm gonna
interesting
tell
because
you,
I had them listed differently in mine. I wonder if there's anything official out about what the actual matches are going to be because like we know that those are the 8 women that are participating in the matches, but they showed each they showed them 2 women at a time, and I just assumed that like each pair that they showed would be a match. And I had Lola versus Thea, Jada versus Kalani, Lash versus Zarya, and Izzy versus Jordan.
no, bro. I think the way this is listed is right because I thought I remember the like match graphic like for all those qualifying matches,
Oh, okay.
and it lines up with the graphic. So I think yeah,
That's
TGR
honestly
Wrestling has it
kind of
right.
disappointing. I'm honestly a little bit disappointed by that because I was genuinely looking forward to Lash Zarya and Izzy Jordan. Those matches would have slapped.
I do think Lash Kalani will be the best match of those four. Um, and honestly, the one that worries me the most is Thea Hale versus Jada Parker. Like I like Thea enough, but I definitely prefer Jada right now. So I actually feel like Thea might go over, but I don't know. NXT seems to really like Jada, so it's also possible she gets in. As far as the final
NXT
fatal
likes
four way,
Thea, but they do like Jada. Or I said that backwards. They
yeah,
like Jada, but they do like Thea a lot too. I think that's kind of up in the air.
yeah, I definitely agree with you. I'm thinking ultimately for the fatal 4-way, it's gonna be unfortunately I see Kalani going over Lash. I would love if they had Lash go over though. Kalani versus I'm gonna say Izzy actually versus Thea versus Jordan.
So who do you
So
have
that's
Izzy
gonna
beating?
be Izzy beating Zarya actually. I know it seems
Ah.
like a bit of a stretch, but I don't know. Izzy's more of a cerebral wrestler, it
You
seems.
know what though?
She might get it.
It could potentially play into a Zarya turning on Solruka angle, and I think that would
Yes.
work pretty well.
Sol Ruka, who I am missing very much on my television.
Yeah.
Because I know she did like a backstage thing either this episode or last week, but like I miss watching her compete. And now I want to get your thoughts on this man because as if Oba wasn't enough fucking money, he gets attacked at the beginning of NXT. Actually, I kind of buried the lead on NXT this week. He gets put through a windshield by Jasper Troy. Not as badly as Jay did though. Let's remember
You
Naomi's the
say
fucking
that? I
OG.
would argue that Oba got it worse, probably just because he's heavier.
Yeah, that is true.
He
That is a
didn't
lot of
fall
man
from as
kingdom.
high of a height, but he's heavy as hell, and he went through that windshield.
Yeah, he did.
It looked to
All
me
right, man.
like Jade was more like laying on top of the windshield, and maybe the windshield was cracked but not broken. Oba went through that fucking thing.
He did. He really did. But I want you to talk us through this match because I really like this match, but I don't
You
really
should
care about
not
my
rely
opinion
on
at the
me
moment.
to talk about this match because I was in and out of sleep during it.
Oh, that's right. Oh, so you never like got a chance to go back and watch it then, I take it,
No,
right?
no.
Okay, you know what? I appreciate the honesty. So let me just say that yeah, I really enjoyed this. This is a great back and forth. I don't know if I'm a fan of Jasper Troy yet, but I didn't think it was possible. But I've become an even bigger Obafemi fan because of this match.
Well, I
Like,
think that this match was basically like solidifying Oba as a babyface.
solidifying Oba as a babyface, and it also proves, and I'm sorry to be dogging on this dude because he actually had a pretty solid week with his match with Cappuccino Jones. I've been saying my big problem with Wes is I don't buy him as a heel. I look at him too much as a sweetheart, too much of like that underdog energy for me to ever boo him, and I'm not really getting that heat from him personally. I think he could be like a fucking astounding babyface for sure. But heel, I'm not seeing it. Meanwhile, with Oba, we know he does the heel work. He's got that aura. He can be a real threat. I do think he has that cool factor, which can be a problem. But I think he'd get enough heat on like main roster crowds for sure. But we've just seen now that he could play like the sympathetic, gritty, but the moment I get the ball, like I'm a powerhouse and I'm dominant babyface, like Batista in Batista's prime
Yeah.
in this match here. Oba fucking killed it again. Like I don't really know how else I'm supposed to glaze this fucking dude to the opening like my own donut chain named after him. But I mean, Jesus tap dancing Christ, is there anything this dude can't do with the ball? And this is why again, I didn't mean any disrespect in 5 when I had him in at number 4. Because for me, again, it was I love everything this dude does. I love everything he's about. I love how much he knows the game. I love how much he's got it down. I just want to see him do that on the big stage. But I do think you made salient counterpoints. Look how good they treat him as NXT World Champion because he was selling his ass off for this. It looked a few times like Jasper Troy was going to win the title. But when Oba came back, he fucking came back. And that pop up powerbomb finish I think worked really well. It's like he hit one and that didn't look the cleanest, so they did kind of a near fall, but I didn't even see his shoulder go up. It was like one of those convoluted things that we've seen, a few times now in the course of us, watching as much wrestling as we
Yeah.
do. But then Oba just popped him up again, hit it again, and got the 3 count. And when the crowd, dude, I got goosebumps when he's holding his ribs, he's holding the title, and the crowd's going, Oba, oh, bah, oh, and like they're like almost like chanting, making him rise again. He sticks his hand out and he's like, oh, drawing that power. Oba's fucking badass, dude. This dude's pro wrestling at its fucking finest to me.
It's funny
Um,
because he didn't have an insane undefeated streak like Goldberg, but it's giving peak Goldberg in WCW vibes before the crowd turned on him. And I don't think the crowd will turn on Oba because he has put in the work. There's not going to be that moment of like, you can't wrestle because we know he can, like there was with Goldberg. Yeah, I'm really stoked for Oba, man. There's some Batista there, there's some Goldberg there, there's some Mark Henry there. Yeah, I'm just loving it, man. He's so good.
dude, he's gonna own this goddamn business, and my God, I am so fucking excited for it because the business needs him. I feel like more than ever, he is a shot to the fucking arm, and I really like give me all the dream matches. I mean, God, you could put Gunther Oba on a SummerSlam or a Mania. Yeah, I think you win either way. It's believable on either stage. This dude is getting ready to have so many banger fucking matches. Jesus Christ. Because again, this was big because he sold and he sold convincingly. It wasn't like he was stumbling, like trying to be dominant, but also be kind of in peril. No, he committed. Jasper Troy looked like a real threat here. And I will say for Jasper Troy's half, everything he did looked good. And I don't mean to shortchange him at all. I am just saying, like, Oba's a generational talent. This dude's fucking killing it out here. So big ups, big fucking ups to Obafemi, man. He's running the game, and that was NXT. So we'd have SmackDown, but in between NXT and SmackDown is Evolve. Bro, I thought Evolve was harmless enough this week. I gotta tell you though, man, for me, and then I just want to get your general thoughts. I don't have much to say about Evolve, but I fucking love the Vanity Project.
Yeah, they're
I
great.
mean, bro, you know what popped me this week, and I'm realizing this is another thing I'm loving about them? Just the fucking shtick, man. Like when they're done talking and like I don't know, being attractive relative to everyone else or whatever, and their party music starts playing, and Zeta immediately starts dancing.
Yeah.
She does the same fucking dance every week, but I love it. They're goobers. They're fucking goobers. They're
Yes.
goofy as shit,
We
and I
need
love it.
more goobers in pro wrestling, honestly.
Yes, like, dude, Vanity Project and Charles, when he's able to kind of like let his hair down and laugh at himself with NQCC, they
Hmm.
are definitely filling that role for me. There is another woman who isn't a goober, but who makes me feel the same like delightful giddiness when I watch her, and we will get to her again. I've been saving her. I think you all know who I'm talking about if you paid attention to 5v5s this week. But yeah, totally doing it for me. Totally fucking doing it for me. Um, yeah, and Jackson Drake. I love that he mentioned Buddy Rogers. I love that he mentioned Seth Rollins, and I think I don't know if he mentioned John Cena. He mentioned like a bunch of guys that were like first, Seth Rollins first NXT and WWE World Heavyweight Champion, Buddy Rogers first ever WWE champion. Who's the first? Oh no, yeah, Seth
Finn
Rollins
Balor
first
was the
ever
first Universal Champion.
Finn Balor's first Universal. That's the one. That's the one. And yeah, like I love that he mentioned those names. He was right, and then it's all it means to put himself in that same class. Which, on the basis of being the first ever, Jackson not only has a case, he wins his case. He is the
Yeah.
first ever men's Evolve World Champion. So yeah, he's in that pantheon on that criterion, and I love the confidence. I love the delivery. This dude just fucking gets it. Love him. And I really don't know who the first title defense is going to be. I don't know if they're going to save Sean Legacy and do somebody else. That would be interesting. But yeah, Jackson Drake is fucking great. Love Vanity Project. Is there anything else you want to say about this segment, or should we kind of just recap the rest of Evolve and see? Because I don't remember too much from it. I know there was stuff we skipped, particularly Nikita,
Yeah,
Nikita,
we
and
sure did. I know Lince Dorado cut a promo. I think he called
oh
himself
yeah,
Evolve's favorite luchador or something like that.
yeah, that's right. He actually put his name in the ring to face Jackson Drake, but he said, "I know I'm going to need to take care of your entourage, so he needs to bring friends." And he teased that he figured somebody out. He teased that he
Well,
figured
you
somebody
know
out.
what? He
Yeah.
did have a trio that he wrestled with at Worlds Collide.
Yes. Okay.
So I'm wondering if those are the cats that he's referring to, the two guys that he was tagging with on Worlds Collide, which was Dragon Lee and Cruz del Toro from the LWO.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. I
So I'm
could see
wondering
it.
if maybe those two guys are going to show up and evolve, and we'll get a 3-on-3 match with them versus. I'm assuming it would be Swipe Right and Jackson Drake as far as the Vanity Project goes, but
Yeah.
you'd think that he'd want to do something about Bryce Donovan at least, if not also something about Zeta Steel as well.
Yeah. I
Bring.
see you, Super Blue, saying swipe left. Unbelievable.
Oh wait,
Blasphemous.
help me out here. Did Electra Lopez get released?
Yes, she did.
Fuck.
Yeah. Yeah.
She'd be perfect for neutralizing Zeta because she's also like kind of in that sphere and she's huge and pretty good at what she does. So unfortunate.
Yes, she is.
Zelina
Um,
Vega. Is Zelina Vega in the LWO or am I misremembering?
no, she's in the LWO and the current Women's United States Champion.
Yeah, but she's on SmackDown and the LWO's on Raw, isn't it?
Oh, are they? I thought they were still on SmackDown.
LDF is on SmackDown.
Huh.
Legato.
Yeah, that is weird.
Yeah. I don't know. Anyway, let's move on.
Yes.
By the way, I should mention the Nikita match that we skipped was Zeta teaming with Nikita versus Mason Holiday and Layla Diggs. And Zeta actually got the winning pin with a little bit of help from the middle rope for leverage, but she still won the match for her team.
All right, Zeta. We know she wants that Evolve Women's Championship match, so she's
She
going out and she's getting it.
she pinned excuse me. She pinned Mason Holiday though, which is also just further proof that I really think Layla Diggs is gonna get protected and given one hell of a push when the time is right, because she is like face of the company material in my mind.
Oh yeah. We'll see how it goes, brother.
We learned about Troy
Um,
Yearwood, who actually renamed himself from Troy Yearwood to Jamar Hampton, and he had a match with its gal who fucking sucks.
he really does. Jamar was great though. I liked him. What'd you think of him, man? I thought he had a great
I like
look.
him a lot. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing more of him for sure.
Very impressive drop kick. Very impressive drop kick. Um, we got a Jordan Oasis vignette.
Oh,
I
this
don't
was
know. I
really
like
good
this.
too. Yeah, I like him a lot.
Yeah, I really
I love that
really
NX or
like
that
this dude's
Evolve
look.
is just doing gimmicks again. I feel like it's been so long. Like Tony D feels like the last real gimmick in the WWE feeder system. You know,
Yeah, and look at how that turned out for him. Him
I'd say
going
pretty
so well.
well. He
So
beat
what's
Obafemi for the North American title. You know.
true? He's getting betrayed right now, though. But then again, true friendships don't let gimmicks get in the way. So yeah, what are you gonna do? But yeah, Jordan Oasis, I think it's curious they're doing a character like this. I like it. I like it. It's different. And I like that they're framing it as a a babyface type thing. Just kind of gives him a certain vibe.
I
So I'll
mean,
be
how
curious to
can
see
it
more of
not be a babyface type thing? His whole gimmick is that he's poor.
him. Yeah, it's so relatable.
Exactly.
Man, I'm giggling up a storm over here. But yeah, Jordan Oasis, rooting for him. I like the gimmick. He seems solid in ring. We'll see where he goes. And then what else happened
Well,
on the
the
show?
main
We
event
missing
was
anything?
Wes versus Cappuccino.
Oh yeah, I actually again, it's a shame that I really don't like Wes's heel work from a character vantage point because I do like him in the ring, dude. His cardiac kick is lethal. Saw the one he hit on Cappuccino,
He,
and I was like, God
yeah,
damn.
he's really really good. He's such a talented wrestler. I just want to be allowed to like him again, honestly.
Yeah, dude. Like, I'd be rooting for you to win the NXT title. Like, you and Javon going after Oba together. What the hell? How dare NXT make me boo you right now? And I thought Cappuccino, he did decent for his first time against like a more established vet. Having the spotlight on him.
Yeah,
Um,
Cappuccino is such an interesting case because I just don't see anything about him that's like really stand out. Like he's pretty good
yeah.
in the ring. He's pretty good on the mic. He's just I don't know. I'm looking for something special and I'm like, I'm not seeing it. I'm struggling to find it. And it's unfortunate because I do want to like him. He's a fun dude, but I'm not really seeing anything about him that's like, "Whoa, that was special," you know?
Yeah. Yeah, it's totally antithetical to your face because you see that and instantly you're like, that's fucking special. So yeah,
Jesus
Cappuccino definitely
Christ.
definitely needs to work on that. Um, so before we get to SmackDown, I just want to rip the Band-Aid off. Did you watch any AEW this week? Because I didn't. Please say no.
I did not.
Oh my. Okay. So with that established, let's talk
They
about
had a
SmackDown. Oh,
4-hour
no.
episode of Dynamite this week and last week, bro. Did you know about that?
Oh God, that sounds
The
hideous.
opening match to Dynamite this week was Osprey versus Swerve 2, and it went to a 30-minute TLD.
Such marks. What the hell? That's ridiculous. That's actually ridiculous. Wow. Great job. But yeah, talk about a product that doesn't suck eggs. Let's talk about SmackDown. I know what I want to talk about first. How LA Knight got the shit beat out of him in that four-way. Oh man. He really came out. He interrupted John Cena, Randy Orton, and yeah, Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes sucks. I mean, that's the only one I'm okay with LA Knight interrupting. And he really acted like, I'm gonna get that WWE championship match because I'm hearing the people. We want LA Knight. Yeah, and like he was feeling himself. And you know what else he was feeling by the end of the night? bruised ribs from a spear, and a Carmelo splash that was only a splash because he got RKO'd onto LA Knight. LA Knight's night sucked.
Did Reed hit him with a tsunami?
No, he didn't hit him with a tsunami. LA Knight got speared by Braun Breaker because LA Knight on Monday stuck his nose where it didn't belong, and he cost Braun Breaker his four-way match. That's how Sammy was able to win. And I love you, Sammy, but facts are facts. Yeah, and then LA Knight had the audacity to think, I'm just gonna be able to wrestle my four-way match with no consequences. Yeah, well, consequences found you, bitch. How'd that fucking taste? And then Carmelo is such a little shit because he's seeing all this. Smirk on his face. Like, oh yeah, I'm about to fucking do it. I'm about to fucking do it. And he goes for nothing but net. This little shit thinks he's gonna leave the top rope only to get RKO'd on LA
Wait,
Knight.
is it nothing but net a leg drop?
Yeah, he was going for that leg drop. Yeah, and then
There was no leg out. He was going for a splash.
I mean, well, he had a post for that RKO. We know, like, if he got to hit the move, they would have said, like, oh, it would have been nothing but net. But because he knew it was eating an
Well,
RKO,
wait,
he's
but
like, no, I want this
isn't
to look
nothing
good.
but net also on an opponent who's bent over and it's to the back of their head?
I think he was waiting for them to get up, but Randy Orton wasn't for that, and he was like, no, you're getting splashed on this dude. So yeah, that's just how I feel like they were planned. And I have to go back and watch it again because it really did seem like Carmelo was going for
Carmelo
the
was going
killing
for
blow
an
one night.
uncharacteristic splash. He doesn't do splashes, but he wanted a splash here. And Randy said, "Oh, that's perfect for me. I'm gonna RKO you."
And then he pinned him. Orton pinned LA Knight to win. Oh god.
I didn't even.
Oh,
I didn't catch that it was LA Knight that got pinned in this. That's hilarious.
dude, his life is hell. It sucks so bad. Oh man.
We're laughing now, but it definitely feels like they're ramping him up. They had him interacting with Orton, Cena, and Cody tonight. They're gonna put the title on him at some point.
I mean, possibly, but I'm laughing until we get there. I don't know what to tell you. Oh man, have fun eating pins on the road to a world title, jackass.
Sounds like
Yeah, you
Dolph
already talked.
Ziggler. Oh my
Yes. So yeah, then we had, at the beginning of the show, John Cena do his thing. You already kind of touched on that. Really, Ron Killing stole the show for me. He got Cena in an STF at one point.
Yeah,
And they're going to be having a match next week. I expect Killings to win that courtesy of CM Punk distraction. So I don't know, Jonathan. Things I think are going to get a little worse for you.
Oh my god. Maybe do we just have them run it back at Saturday night's main event on the 12th?
Yes, yes.
Oh.
Oh my God, the Ron Killings versus John Cena 2 at Saturday night's main event twice in a lifetime. Oh God, what did you think of Jacob Fatu's segment this week?
Loved it.
Dude, I think you said it best in the Discord. You have so many zingers in the Discord that you just need to like write down and regurgitate them here for posterity. But you said that like you loved that Jacob had 4 catchphrases already, and the crowd says every single one with him. It's like, yeah, he's so fucking over.
Yeah. One of them's retired now.
It.
One of them's retired now. The I love you solo is retired.
Yeah.
But when he said I hate you solo at Money in the Bank, the crowd said that with him too.
He's such a beast.
He's so fucking God. Over.
And it's so over for everyone else. Sorry, I just logged down the next 8 manias.
Yeah.
Fuck. What a fucking king. I love Jacob Fatu. Oh, man. And I'll tell you who doesn't love Jacob Fatu right now. Another guy that's growing on me.
Solo
Sikoa.
Yeah, I will say, the 3 catchphrases, though, I wanted to point them out, that Jacob says, that the crowd says with him. The first one is, that's what happens when you don't get in where you fit in. The crowd says that with him. The second one is that he's all gas, no brakes with it. And the third one, which is the most over one, is Yaramin. He says that, and the crowd says that with him too. And Solo tries to say it, but he gets it wrong every
time. Solo has such dad energy, and it works.
Lame dad energy in the best way, though.
He's all gas, no brains.
Oh my god.
Solo.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah,
that's a
Solo.
real clever line. It got you turned on, and it cost you money in the bank. Congrats, Solo.
Wow.
Fucking
Very
genius over
sassy
here.
on no. Very sassy on your part. Um, but yeah, Solo sitting at a table menacingly, and he's
Not as
like,
menacing as Jeff Cobb, though. He was sitting behind him in shades, looking like the fucking bouncer to a nightclub that's actually just a front for some kind of mob. I don't know. It's crazy.
I needed Mateo to make direct eye contact with me and tell me without breaking face that I'm not on the list. It would have popped me hard. But yeah, he's saying, look, I'm willing to forgive all this. I just need to hear 4 words. And he said 4 words, not 4 letters, so ain't nobody eating in this segment, okay? I love you, Solo. I am loving Solo Sikoa right now. He is so out of his depth, and he doesn't even know it. And it's so good. It's so good. I'm
And
having
then
a
he
great time.
said, Jacob, remember that I brought you into this world and I can take you out. And then he even tried to do the yarada me thing. And like, I was stunned that Jacob didn't get attacked in the ring here because there are rumors that Hikuleo is like right there, like so close to debuting. And I think Hikuleo is going to join Jacob and his bloodline, or not Jacob, Solo and his bloodline. So it's going to be Solo, someone with way more girth than him, and someone with way more height than him in the same bloodline. And those are going to be like his heavies, and they're going to be how he handles Jacob.
Yes.
And I have this
Solo knew.
weird gut feeling that if Jey Uso doesn't win King of the Ring, which I don't think he will, that we're going to get an Usos reunion and they're going to team up with Jacob Fatu and we're going to get some 3-on-3 action between those groups.
Yo, that's crazy because even Jay was like, he's not allowed in the family, and now he's tagging with him like he is family. What is
If
happening?
that happens, it hasn't happened yet, but I do think it's going to.
I'll tell you what else is gonna happen. Solo getting his ass whipped. I mean, I'm liking you, Solo, but you don't know what you're doing right now. You're insane right now.
Can we talk about one of
Um,
my favorite segments this week?
we can talk about whatever you want, but what were one of your favorite segments this week?
Chelsea Green on FaceTime.
Yes.
I
Oh
love
my god.
this so much because she's like, Nicholas, I am unable to be there, so we have to postpone my Queen of the Ring qualifying match until next week. And Nick was just like, Isla Dawn, or I'm sorry, damn, I miss Isla Dawn. But anyway, Alba Fire is right here. She's ready to compete. She's going to just take your place. And then Zelina walks in, grabs the phone, and turns the volume down so they can't hear Chelsea anymore.
You
And
could just
says
see her. Yeah.
she said she wanted Julia, and so they're gonna have a match. I think maybe next week. I'm not 100% sure.
Well, I think they framed it as a confrontation next week. I think the
Right?
match may even happen at Night of Champions. Maybe. It is a
Yeah,
Saudi show, so I don't know. I don't know who's
yeah.
getting what spot, but yeah. The match I
The
think will be
Saudi
down the
show's in
road a
two
little bit.
weeks, though. I will say that.
Yeah. So it seems like it'd be a good time to do it.
Yeah,
But yeah, I'm enjoying that, and I love that Chelsea was like still talking like the
yeah.
whole
She
time,
was
like she didn't
freaking
even know.
out. She was like, "How dare you?
Exactly.
Fucking
Um,
nerve,
I think highlight of the night for me was that I'm still in the running to be right. Again, Jade winning her 4-way, so that
dude." That
happened.
four-way fucking sucked.
The SmackDown matches were bad. I really didn't care for
Oh,
them. I thought men's was better than women. Women was rough for me.
it was
Uh,
so
per-
boring.
yes,
Jade
yes,
is not good even after all this time. Naya and Piper were both doing big girl stuff, but like that's boring too. Michin can only do so much, you know.
yeah. The odds were really stacked against her, in so many ways.
The deck was
Um,
stacked.
I'll tell you what, man, because everything else was just King of the Ring matches. Well, the only other thing was like the tag division, which I'm really
Naomi and
not
Tiffany
caring
had
about
a
too much.
segment, and Naomi fucking killed it and did her evil
I,
cackle several times.
yes, I was gonna talk about this last because again, everything else is just King of the Ring and Queen of the Ring, and like we already more or less talked about those. So yeah, I want to save Naomi for last because she was far and
Oh,
away my favorite fucking thing this
do
week.
we want to touch on the Wyatt 6 versus MCNG?
I mean Wyatt 6-1. I think your critique of this whole thing, what was it, 2 weeks ago now? I think was still apt. Like it's weird that this gimmick would care about titles
Mm-hmm.
and really be in this hodgepodge. solid enough match, I guess. But
Joe
yeah, I'm
Gacy
kind of
still
losing interest in
sucks,
watching.
actually.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
Dexter
I'm kind
Loomis
of yeah.
fucking botched a leg drop, and it looked like he might have fucking injured Chris Sabin at the end of this match.
Yeah, that was rough. That looked rough for sure. Um, but yeah, I really have nothing to say because I just think I've cooled on Wyatt Six, and really tag team wrestling on the main roster isn't really doing it for me. I mean, really, I'm loving Swipe Right. Can't wait for Evolve tag titles to get here. Tyson and Tyreek. So I think it's like a mix of NXT and Evolve a little bit, but even then there are weaknesses there. I mean, Hank and Tank are NXT tag team champions. Who the fuck wants that? Speaking for myself, of course. But yeah, yeah, that happened. But Naomi, who I think was the fucking star this week. Naomi, who watching this segment, it really vindicated for me why I had her at not only my number one in WWE, she was my number one overall top 10. Utami got knocked down to 3 because I think her being Naomi and Sol Ruka are fucking killing it, and I love Utami to death. And she may very well take back her spot because we are doing her versus Mirai. This coming week, we're finally getting around to that pay per view. But yeah, I just think Naomi has been on a whole other level, and I have a lot to say about this, but I know you love this segment too, so please go first. I know you pointed out the laugh, and I know you also said on Discord that you fucking love the evil laugh and that it gives you life. Dude, she can cry on command. She has an amazing cackle. I even said she cackles like me for real, because she puts her back into it. I just think she's the most entertaining heel, and for me, she's currently in the running for heel of the year, and I'm curious how the rest of her year will go.
Yeah.
How'd you feel about this segment?
She got a new theme. Did you hear that?
I feel like she's had this theme for a while. I mean, because I know that they'll feel the glow theme has been gone for a little bit, but I love it. I know you described it as like a butt rock theme, and yeah, you're right,
Yeah.
and I think it works for her.
Yeah.
Definitely works
I
for her.
dig it. It's very different. You don't usually see women with butt rock themes, and it's an interesting change of pace that I appreciate.
Yes, yes, I completely agree with you. I fucking loved her in this. Oh my god, her with the briefcase, which she hasn't customized yet, but I'm still hoping she does. Even if the customization is just wrapping caution tape all around it. Um,
I also
she
love that she has
reminds
a
us.
fucking heel catchphrase, proceed with caution.
Yes, and dude, okay, I just want to take the ball for a second and call out these fickle fucking marks that don't appreciate when their superior is speaking. They're whatting her and they're booing her as they should. But then after whatting her, which is just immensely disrespectful, they think they've earned the right to say the catchphrase. Pipe your ass down, okay? You didn't earn shit. But I love her catchphrase, and I'm loving everything Naomi's doing right now. God, I hope she cashes in on Jade at SummerSlam, because then Naomi and I could cackle together, and I'm like 90% sure that's the answer to world peace. So I'm all for it. Um, she's doing great. She's talking about the history, about how Tiffany, screwed around with her. Uh, when she had the briefcase, costing her match against Nia when Nia was champion. Then Tiffany interrupts her, and I love that Naomi, she sells the interruption with her facial expression, and then she goes, "Ugh!" into the mic, like, she's just like, she's protesting about it. So she's like, again, utilizing every minute. She's not even letting the entrance music play without some kind of a reaction. I love that. Tiffany comes out, and she more or less tries the babyface thing of, "Oh, well, if you're so confident, why not cash in on me right now?" Thinking she's slick, thinking she's doing something. And Naomi, quite rightfully, is like, "You think I'm stupid? You think I'm Boo Boo the Fool?" Which popped me. Okay. And I think Tiffany even had an expression of, yeah, who's that? Who's Boo Boo? And then Tiffany, Naomi just said, "Well, I'm not." And, just kind of gave it back to her. And the crowd was like, "Oh," and said, "Bitch, you heard me." And I don't think Tiffany expected Naomi to say bitch. And so, she kind of
She said that to the
corks there too.
crowd because they were whatting her.
Exactly, exactly. Again, being very disrespectful and then thinking they've earned the right to say the catchphrase. Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. But then as Naomi is leaving and she does 2 more evil laughs, which I swear to fucking God, send me every goddamn time. Um, Nia Jax. I legitimately, actually, before I even finish this, 'cause who gives a fuck about Nia Jax, we'll just say quickly, she attacks Tiffany. She stops Naomi from cashing in because she says, "She's mine." Well, maybe you should have won your fucking tournament match. Ain't nobody want to see you. Nobody wants to see you and Tiffany run this shit back again. Thankfully, it's going to be on a Saudi show, so we don't have to see it. So thanks for that, I guess. But yeah, now that we got that out of the way, I love this segment and Naomi's part in the segment so much. I bookmark this shit. I don't want to lose track of this video. This might get an award for me, either for funniest moment or whatever, because that laugh. I love Maria to death. That her laugh finally has competition in Naomi's evil laugh for me, because god damn is that shit fucking healing, and it makes me feel so good. So yeah, Naomi, fucking wonderful. Loving this character right now. She is fucking killing it, and I cannot wait for her to be world champion with this gimmick. So that's that. That's the week in the world of wrestling. Did you do any extracurriculars this week?
Nope.
I didn't either. Okay, we're opening up the forum for questions. Let's fucking go.
Question us, people. Question us.
Yeah, pretend I'm a magic 8 ball. Cause like, let me tell you, the magic is high right now.
Caster Sales with a question. If Gunther versus Goldberg happens, do you think Gunther wins? Yes.
Hell the fuck yes. Fuck Oldberg. Next
He
question.
fucking better win. I'll just put it that way.
You're damn right, face. Thank you for laying down the law.
Yeah. Super Blue got
Super Bowl said I got
questions.
questions.
He's gonna type them up. Okay.
Hell yeah. Rattle 'em off.
Just as long as they're actual questions and not just you trying to get
Yeah,
us to say shit that you want us to think.
yeah, about LA Knight. Like, why won't you admit that LA Knight's in the right? Because he isn't? Actually, pretty straightforward.
Caster Sales, question number 2. Do you think Jay is going to win his fatal four-way?
I could see it just to tease Jay getting back in the title picture pretty quickly. I will say yes. Who's in it again? I think Sheamus is in it, right? But
Yeah,
like
Sheamus,
who?
Bronson Reed, and Rusev.
I either see Jay winning or Rusev winning.
The winner is Cody's opponent in the second round. So
They could build
I'm
drama with Cody and Jay, yeah.
yeah, that's true. I think it's either going to be Jay or ooh, it could be Rusev or Reed either too. I don't think Sheamus is winning. I think Sheamus is the least likely. But like Rusev and Rhodes have history from AEW, and Bronson Reed and Cody Rhodes, like Bronson is now with Seth's group, so he could assault Cody, and we could start some stuff there for if Cody gets the title back in later on in the summer, stuff like that. Set up Seth going after him instead of going after the world champion is also possible. Hello?
So
Oh, there you are.
yeah. Yeah. No, I was just agreeing with you. I was just agreeing with you. So, yeah, I definitely agree there. Um, Foster saying with Asuka and Kairi coming back, do you think damage control is still a thing? I don't think officially damage control is a thing. Feels kind of weird for it to be a thing with Dakota gone. But I don't know. We'll have to see how WWE announces it because I think it's just going to be Asuka and Kairi tagging, and then they're just Kabuki warriors in that case. So, yeah,
Although
I think
Io did help
damage.
Kyrie recently, didn't she?
She did. She did.
Yeah,
So
maybe.
yeah,
I
I
don't
don't
know.
know. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. Okay, we have Super Blue question. We have a Super Blue question and Castiel's question, and then another Super Blue question. So Super Blue, should Kenny versus Okada main event all in? No, because it's not the same Okada to me. I don't think it has the same punch. I actually do feel like they really are building Hangman Moxley like a main event match, and for no other reason. They're really trying to make it seem like Hangman winning is so fucking important,
Yeah.
and that he's like looking like the guy, even though we still have this cynical suspicion that Darby Allin is the guy. So I'm gonna say no, it
You
should
know
not main
what?
event.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
say this. I okay, so basically this would give away the winner, but if there are already plans for Hangman to win, that should absolutely go on last because that's like a coronation. It's like the return to the mountaintop for Hangman after this long, grueling battle with Swerve and just battling his inner demons and mental health and shit, and it would be a huge deal. Plus, it's like someone finally overcoming the reign of terror of John Moxley with the Death Riders, right?
Yes.
But
Yes.
if they are planning on having Moxley retain to set up for Darby, I do think Okada Omega should main.
Yeah. Yeah. I could agree with you on that. I could see that.
Because if it's just a Moxley retention, it would feel like shit to send the crowd home that way. So then
It
you put
would.
Okada and Omega in there, and you have them do their thing for I'm guessing like 28 minutes or more, and you're unifying titles in that match. So like that's kind of a big fucking deal too. Like that's and
Yes.
the from what I understand, those are like the two most prestigious championships other than the world title in the company. So if they're being unified, you're basically making a new world title level championship.
Yes.
So yeah, I would say that if Hangman is set to win and you're actually going to have them say fuck it with Darby and not go through with that bullshit and have like cash in on Hangman's momentum right now and have him win the title, then yeah, that should absolutely go last. But otherwise, yeah, Okada Omega should main event in my
Yes. Well, we will see. We will see.
opinion.
Cash sales, do you think LA Knight will cost Bronson Reed his match on Monday? I could see it. LA Knight doesn't know when to stop a beef he's already lost, so he's definitely going to try and screw with Bronson
Ah,
Reed, and he
yeah.
does so at his own peril, because he'll get fucking whacked by
That
Seth and his
is, it
gang.
would be hilarious if he did that, and then on Friday, LA Knight had a match and Bronson interrupted it and hit him with a fucking tsunami or eight.
Exactly. Yes. Yes. 8 would be preferable. Yes. Super Blue, why is AEW avoiding WWE on Saturdays now? I know NBA and NHL playoffs were a part of it. I don't know, man. I really I couldn't tell you. I don't know if they know that their shows. I don't know if this is still the case, but I know there was a time where even WWE's weakest shows were actually competing with AEW's programs. I can't imagine that that's changed. They've never been like big ratings polls. And so yeah, they probably just don't want to like show their ass any more than they already have. The WWE has at least got a more popular product. I mean, better is kind of subjective, but by the numbers, more people are watching WWE stuff. So better just to have
NXT,
their
I
own
will
days where they
say,
want to compete.
NXT has been in the like 650 to 700,000 viewer sort of purgatory since literally April. Like
Yeah,
all of April, all of May, and so much of June so far. They've literally been
yeah,
hitting like 650K to almost 700, but not quite 700K. The last time they broke 700K was March 25th. The last time they hit
yeah,
800K was February 11th, and I don't know if they've hit 900K in a while. It's been a while. Like even the CW debut was just shy of 900K, right? Um,
yeah,
so they're kind of in a purgatory right now. But here's the thing: Dynamite's even worse.
yeah. Oof.
Yeah, Dynamite. For they also haven't hit 700K. But it's an even longer streak. Like I mentioned, NXT hit 700K at the end of March. Dynamite hasn't hit 700K since September.
Yeah, oof. That's rough.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
and they've also gone. I mean, I also made sure to mention that NXT doesn't really go below 650 either. Like the last time they were below 650K was in December. They've been at or above 650,000 viewers every single episode of the year this year. Whereas Dynamite was literally just at 521K in April.
it's rough.
Yeah,
So
NXT is
yeah,
beating AEW more often than not these days. So back when Triple H said it's a marathon, not a sprint, he was not talking out his ass back then.
no, no, he was not. He fucking knew, and they are staying on their necks. So yeah, let's see. Let's get to our next question. Cord Comer brand. Question I have is, do you think Evolve has the potential to be what it was before WWE took full control, like the era of WWE NXT talent coming up, or NXT talent coming in, era of Austin Theory, Catchpoint, etc. Um, it could be. It could be. It still feels like Evolve, like it has an identity, but I still think it's coming into its identity in a way. It's weird. So I mean, maybe it could be that, but I feel like if it was gonna be that, I don't know. I don't know if we already would have seen that, or if that's kind of in a way what's kind of unfolding with us, because I think you can tell they really do like Jackson Drake. I mean, they chose him over Sean Legacy. Callie Armstrong's kind of their project, and we'll see who kind of comes in to make pads those reins out, if anybody. But yeah, I feel like if they were gonna do what you were thinking, Cord Comer brand, I feel like it would have happened already. So maybe not. I don't know, bro. What do you think about the identity of Evolve and what it could become? How do you feel about it?
I don't think that. WWE Evolve has any interest whatsoever in going back to Gabe Sapolsky Evolve. Not even at all. I think that WWE Evolve is much more akin to like an early NXT, like 2013, 14, 15 NXT before it started really getting infiltrated by a lot of indie stars. Like before the Garganos and Adam Coles of the world kind of became the norm. And NXT was a true developmental brand. I think that's pretty much what Evolve is aiming to do right now. And they even do have quite a lot of indie stars, but they're lesser known indie stars. Like it's not like they just immediately started with a bunch of name brand, like bigger name indie guys, and probably because there aren't really that many bigger name indie guys left because all of them are either signed to NXT or AEW. So
Yes.
it's gonna feel to me, and or it has felt to me more like early NXT than Gabe Sapolsky Evolve, and I think that's intended. I don't think that that's like them trying to get aim for Sapolsky Evolve and just falling short. I think it's intentional. Like that's I think they're going for early NXT. It's giving that vibe on purpose.
Yes. All right. Super Blue with two questions back to back. Will Chase U be able to regroup now that they are listening to Chase? I mean, I'm guessing that's how the story will go. I really think this story, and I don't wanna go too high here, like with my expectations for it, but I think fundamentally this story is about Chase getting his confidence back as an educator. Because I mean, we've seen some vignettes where he seems like the old Andre Chase, but I don't feel like he's fully like in it. I think he's got like 1 foot in kind of thing, probably because he still has fear. Like, well, what if I lose this like the last Chase U? So I do think this group, the bigger story is Chase U finding himself again as a as a wrestler, as an educator, and we'll see how that pays off. Maybe he even does get a shot at the NXT Championship because they were kind of teasing that before Rich Holland, destroyed the group. It seemed like, oh, we're finally going to give Andre Chase that kind of spotlight, and it didn't happen. So maybe he will get it, but he's got to go through this long road first. But yeah, if they're listening to Chase, that'll be what maybe turns it around, and then Chase gains his confidence back. We'll see.
Yeah.
Why did Oba retain but not Jay? Um, I could give a snarky answer because I love Oba, but the truth of it is, I never expected Jay to be a long reigning champion. He's not as stacked as Oba is. Like, it's far more believable that Oba would overcome all of these challenges. And Jay's got heart and he's a resilient babyface. But
Jay
I
is a
never
fucking
expected him to have a long reign.
underdog. Underdogs should never have long reigns. That's just wrestling,
Exactly.
like an unwritten rule in wrestling.
Exactly. He may not see it now, but his character's all the better that his son got to watch him get his ass beat. Because now it's like, oh, I've got to overcome and show my boy daddy winning. So yeah, it seems perfectly in line with Jay's character. Caster Sales, do you think it's a good idea for AEW to create a new world belt? A new one? I mean, every
I
wrestling
think
company
he's
does
talking
it.
about the united, the unified championship that they're going to be making with the Kenny Omega Okada match.
I guess it's only weird because, like, would that belt be getting defended more on Collision? Like, would that belt? I guess what I'm trying to ask is, would that belt have its own identity in the sense of, hey, this is where it gets defended. These are the kinds of champions you can expect. Stuff like that. Like, how are we differentiating? Unless this is meant to be like another undercard title, and then I feel like AEW again continues to have that identity problem that I called them out a few weeks ago. Like, okay, you have this title, but is it a stepping stone to the world title or not? Is it just like another mid card title? Now, you would think it was a stepping stone, given who's fucking holding and who's fucking vying for it.
Yeah.
Again, it's Okada and Omega for this, but I don't know. I don't know.
Have you
Is it a
seen
good idea for? Yeah.
the images of the unified title that have been posted online?
No, are there any in the Discord that I could quickly look at while we're kind of in this commentary here?
I don't think so actually. Let me look and see if I can find
If you could,
one.
yeah, if you could post one like in free talk, if there isn't, or if somebody could, like, I'd appreciate that very much.
Yeah.
You know,
Here we go. I got it. It looks so much like the old IWGP World Title before they changed it.
holy crap, yeah, post that in free talk if you can, or even just message me like in our Discord chat, like
I
you and me.
posted it in the wrestling
Um,
discussion channel.
oh, cool, cool. Let me look at it right now. Oh my god, dude, you're so right. I actually like the look of that title. Look, if you're gonna make that title, and clearly they are, I would hope that it would be a stepping stone title. Like, I would hope that somebody has a reign, and like within 3 to 5 months of having that reign, you see them challenging for the AEW World Title.
I think they want
So
this to be a world title. Like they want this to be as prestigious as the AEW World Title. I think they kind of want it to be like the IWGP Intercontinental title relative to the IWGP World title before they got rid of both and changed them.
And then again, I just go back to, you really need to carve out an identity for this title. First champions do matter. I don't think you could go wrong with either guy. I would prefer Okada though,
Dude,
because
I'm gonna say
he
if it's
seems
that,
more, yeah.
if the title looks like that, it's almost like it was designed to be on Okada
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
because that's his
Uh,
iconic title look right there. It looks like the
yeah,
IWGP World
absolutely.
title.
Yeah, which he owned for so much of his fucking career.
Yeah,
Yeah, I agree with you completely, man. I hope Okada's the first champion. And again, I hope like that allows Okada to be more Okada.
yeah.
And then when he drops it, he goes after the world title. I think that'd be great. Um, let's see. Foster, is there anything in particular the Wyatts could do to get their interest back? I think just feud with proper people. I don't know why they haven't gone after American Maiden and Shaq. Actually, no, they went after Shaggy first. Who were they supposed to go after? Um, New Day. New Day. I wanted them to
Oh
go after
yeah,
for how they treated E.
yeah.
Like, yeah, they never did the New Day feud, and so yeah, now that they just seem to have more human motivations that aren't like transcendent motivations, like righting these kinds of emotional wrongs and this and that. I don't know. They just kind of feel like another gimmick, and they're doing it well enough, I guess. And I knew this day would come though, where this gimmick would be around so long, it would just make me miss Bray. Because I feel like even when Bray was doing pretty dud-like stuff, at least his promos, his presence, I was always engaged in that. And there's just not the same a presence with this, and there never was going to be, right? It was an impossible bar to clear, but they were doing okay with like the vignettes and like the people they were targeting. But I feel like all that aura is just gone. Now they're just on SmackDown. It's like, well, let me keep talking to these guys. Let's keep seeing the vignettes and pretty much the confessional type promos and keep going after people with richer motivations than, hey, you have this title and I want it. Like they just feel like another gimmick to me. I don't know.
No, no, you are. I didn't interrupt you at any point during that because I just fully 100% agree with everything you're saying.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. So yeah, after that, Super Blue, how do you feel about RVD becoming a father? I think if that makes them happy, mazel tov to him. That's their business. I have no right to judge how RVD is going to be as a father. I've only ever known the character. I'm not, parasocial with Rob Van Dam. I wish that family the best. That's all I got to say about that.
Yeah,
Um,
it's a really fucking weird situation. She's 34, he's 54.
damn. Well, hey, I mean, you know, whatever they want to do. I really can't say much about it, honestly. I really don't have much of an opinion on it, but
And I should say
should
that
it?
they've been together for at least like 7 years or so. So she would have been late 20s, he would have been late 40s.
Yeah. Yeah. I know age gap relationships, but I think when it gets like that, I'm a bit more open to it. But I can understand why people would arch eyebrows at it because it's like, But again, if it's what they want to do, I wish them luck. I don't know why. Me personally, it's more. I don't know why you would want to bring a baby into the world right now. Like, if you looked around, right? Like,
I
I don't
don't
know.
think
So
they're
it's more
hurting for
like
money at least.
that is true. Maybe they can insulate their child from the consequences at least for longer than most. But we'll see.
Plus, I mean,
Um.
it's the kid's going to have it easier because it is going to be white.
That is also fair. That is also fair, good sir. Um, Super Blue asking if AEW should unify the women's titles.
Hell
I would
fucking
decidedly say no
no.
on that. Yeah,
They
there might
just
have
need
been
to
a
get
time.
new
Yeah,
faces associated with them. You can't have Tony
yeah,
Storm and Mercedes beating literally everyone in every division.
yeah. When's Willow gonna win a championship? Fucking
Oh, you
AEW.
know
Like,
what? Probably never. She's probably going to stay there until she realizes that they're not going to do that with her, and then she's going to go to NXT and win one.
yeah, we're rooting for you, Willow. You're
Mm-hmm.
adorable, and I'd rather you win a championship than win some fucking white dude, bro, spitting in your face. Oh, by the way, who's part of like a white skinhead kind of faction. So
White
that's really
supremacist.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really cool. That doesn't look like bad optics at all, especially for the moment that we're in, which is also a totally fucking normal time.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah. Next, actually no,
That's
we're
it.
we're caught up in the
We've
question
caught
queue.
up on questions. We're going to close the door. Going once. Going
Going twice.
twice.
Yep, yep, yep.
Going
Going
three
3 times,
times. And we are moving
and we're close.
on.
All right, yes, high spots, low shots. My low shot, God, I'm gonna say my low shot is John Cena. He has not had an easy time. I mean, Ron Killings has been on his ass. So yeah, it
You
was a
blew
rough
my
night
mind
for
with that pick.
yeah. And well, I mean, John Cena, ask him. He probably had the worst week out of anybody. I mean, he was so mad he turned his ball cap backwards. So like, yeah, he quite an angry boy this week. Who is your low shot?
I mean, I'm surprised that you didn't take this one. LA Knight has had a horrible week.
He has. He really has.
He really
Uh,
thought that he did something on Monday when he prevented Braun from winning that 4-way match, but boy oh boy did that bite him in the ass threefold.
it's like when the nerd stands up to the chat in the locker room. You can't treat me like this, but can't I though? Can't I though? And then they proceed to do it. And LA Knight's gonna try and clap back at Bronson Reed, but who was the one that speared you, LA? Yeah, I bet you won't step to Braun again. Piece of shit, self-marked stick ass bitch. Uh, so I'm glad you called him out. That was
Hell
beautiful.
yeah.
Uh, my high spot is very simple. It's Naomi.
Fuck
Why?
yeah, it
Because I loved her
is.
the most this week, and she cut a
Goddamn
great
right.
promo and she talked back at Tiffany, who was so disrespectful as to interrupt her promo like we any of us wanted to hear what she had to say. As I said in the Discord, fuck Tiffy time. Set the clocks back, bitch. Goddamn. So yeah, Naomi is my high spot. Who's your high spot?
That, my friend, would be our God King Obafemi.
So good.
I
This is an
mean,
excellent pick on your part.
he got put through a windshield, which was bad, but he fought through that pain, and he fought through all of the other shit that Jasper Troy did to him during their match, namely a whole lot of splashes. And he fought from underneath for maybe the first time in his career, and he fucking retained, baby. Hell yeah.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. All right, guys. This has been TwitWoW, and this has been the Weekend Review. We are the best wrestling podcast made for wrestling fans by wrestling fans on the web today. Be sure to like the video, follow out, subscribe with the bell icon for notifications, and miss any of that TwitWoW goodness. Check out everything we're involved in the description box. Follow us on Blue Sky and Twitch because we are the best wrestling podcast in all the AWC. And we will see you guys Tuesday at 5 for the Monty Gold May, I want to say 24th pay-per-view event. We're
Mhm.
doing 5 matches from it. It's going to be great, including Utami versus Mirai. It is about time we got in this shit. Fuck yeah, it's going
And
to be great.
Yuzuki versus Mayu.
Yes, and Yuzuki versus Mayu. How right you are. It is going to be a swell time, so we hope you join us for that. Until then, guys, enjoy the rest of your weekend. We love you. Be safe out there. Be good to yourselves and each other. Tune in and peace out.